So you guys know that I've been traveling New Mexico this week, and right now I landed in Trinidad, Colorado, and we got Chris from Tracer Mineral. He actually drove, 5 hours down here to come see me tonight?
You bet. We're really excited to be here with you, and really wanted to get to spend some time with you.
Yeah.
And there's too much snow in Utah right now,
No,
so
way too much.
This was a better option.
It is for sure. So, I mean, we've been talking for the past, it's been three or 4 hours now. You and I have been together talking about Tracer Mineral. Why don't you tell these guys what Tracer Mineral is?
You bet. Well, I really appreciate you having, and really appreciate the opportunity to work with Key-Lix and help educate people about mineral nutrition and why a real amino acid chelate is different than anything else that's on the market.
Yeah.
So our chelates will help your tubs be more unique in the marketplace and work better. And so what a chelated mineral is that we take individual minerals, whether it's zinc, copper, manganese, magnesium, potassium, and we attach those minerals to a single amino acid.
Okay.
And the reason we do that is we create a new molecule that's absorbed in the jejunum as an amino acid, and that amino acid transports the metal across the gut wall into the bloodstream to help deliver mineral into the animals so they can have better immunity and better hormone function for fertility and better energy utilization for overall health in the animal. And so it's absorbed differently than an inorganic metal. Inorganic metals are absorbed in the duodenum. So basically we provide an additional place of mineral absorption that does not compete with inorganic mineral absorption. So we have two pathways to get more mineral into the bloodstream of the animal for better performance.
That's awesome. So by putting these chelated minerals in our tubs, the cows that are licking on the tubs are getting a lot more out of it.
Absolutely.
And so, at a consumption rate of 3/4 of a pound, that little bit that they're eating, they're getting everything they need.
Yes.
Because that chelated mineral is being protected to make it to the back of the small intestine to where it can be fully absorbed.
Absolutely. And as we've sat here tonight and looked at some feed analysis tags of some forages that have been out there, we've noticed that there's some forages out there that, were particularly low in copper.
Right.
We saw some stuff that was just 4 parts per million of copper. So it's really important to use Key-Lix tubs that have sufficient amounts of copper that provide the animal with the source of copper or zinc or manganese or magnesium so that the animal can perform to its ability.
Right. Yeah, so when I'm out on the road talking to my customers, a lot of times I run into somebody that's carrying, what you would call a less expensive tub.
You bet.
A lot of times you look at the labels and you'll see an oxided or sulfate, or in other terms, an inorganic.
Yes.
And so, with that tub, it might be cheaper, but these people, ranchers, feed stores that are getting these less expensive tubs with an inorganic sulfate or an inorganic mineral.
Yeah.
The cows are only utilizing, what would you say, 30% or even less?
Well, the research will show that somewhere between 5 and 40% of copper is absorbed.
Wow.
And that can be influenced by antagonisms. If you have high iron in your water or high sulfur, or if you're feeding some distillers products, that brings in a source of sulfur that can tie up your trace minerals. So you really have to look at it and visit about it and learn about it on your own. Nutrition is not as scary as everybody tries to make it.
Right.
And there are sources out there that will help explain it. You're always welcome to call Tracer, call us at Tracer or Cam, and we'll walk through it because we want our customers to understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
And why they're doing it, and it's not a big scary beast.
Yeah.
You just have to walk through the math and understand, because at the end of the day, it's the producer's decision. He's the guy that has to go face his banker and and the family, and why things worked and didn't work. But we're sure here to help and make sure these cattle get the proper amount of minerals. You're here to make sure that they have good gut health and a good source of sugar to help feed those microbes in the rumen so that it can have better forage digestion. better pH adjustments in the room, and all the things that a molasses tub provides the animals. Not just a delivery mechanism for minerals, but the molasses is huge on energy utilization in animals, because you provide a source of sugar to help proliferate that colony of rumen bacteria, which is important in forage digestion, which is why ruminant animals work in the first place.
Yeah.
And so, you know, a lot of people might minimize the importance of tubs, but they're hugely important.
Yeah.
And it'll really make you money. And that's what we're all about, is to help our producers make money to keep them in business. And because that's their livelihood and that's our livelihood, is to help them. And so, so never, you know, never think that you're not helping your animals by doing the right thing and providing them a good quality tub, because it's the best money that you can spend to get a good source of sugar into those animals through the molasses, and help provide a delivery pathway to deliver the right levels of minerals and vitamins into those cows for better fertility.
Yeah. And I always say, you know, you hit it right on the head there, is, you know, without the ranching industry, I mean, a lot of our feed companies, without the minerals, I mean, we'd be nothing. I mean, without the ranching industry, the economy in this world, I mean, the necessities, I mean.
We sure couldn't feed, you know, 6 billion people that are on the planet if we didn't have ruminant animals to help process all of this forage that's out there that's unusable to people any other way.
Yeah. I mean, so we're dang excited. I mean, it's been recent that we've got Tracer fully in the Key-Lix tubs now.
You bet.
And we're dang excited to be able to stand behind a good product.
Yes.
And when I go out, me personally, when I go visit my customers, I want to be, you know, honest and truthful when I say, this is a good tub. And this is going to benefit you.
You bet.
You know, it's all too common. I walk into a feed store or other places, and you ask them about what they're selling. It says, you know, well, I've got a 30% tub, or I've got a 20% tub, or, you know, really that's the gist of it. Really simple.
You bet.
But really, at the end of the day, there's a lot more to it. The mineral pack, the trace minerals in our tubs are super important.
You bet.
I mean, like I say, we're dang excited to have Tracer in our tubs. It's going to be a great journey with you guys. And, you know, like I say, I'm glad to be able to stand behind a good product.
You bet.
You guys are in Cimarron, Kansas?
You bet. Yep, we're just 12 miles west of Dodge City, Kansas. Our address is Cimarron. We've been living out there on the farm for about 35 years, and so we're good. We've been there for a long time and part of the community. But we travel the entire United States and do some international work as well. So it's excellent science. It's the best science. Our science is the only animal feed mineral product that has human research behind it. So we actually have a human line of our products as well, and even into the fertilizer business with some foliar fertilizers. But we've used the Key-Lix products ourselves at our farm. We've got about 70 cows that we run for our research herd, and the consumption on the tubs has been excellent.
Oh, good.
We've been very impressed. We really like the fact that they're highly fortified with molasses, and we don't have so much of the other byproducts in it. So the sugar, to me, is one of the most important things in a tub. You know, ranked right up there with the mineral part. Yeah. And then we've also had Key-Lix help us put together a soft tub for high-risk calves. Right. A high consumption tub for calves that just, you know, when you wean them and they miss their mother, you know, they can walk by the back of the pen, and it's amazing how those calves will go to those soft tubs. It's a high consumption tub, and I know some people freak out that, you know, those calves might eat 1 pound to 2 pounds of those tubs a day. But I'll tell you, if I can get 2 pounds of consumption into a balling calf or a high-risk calf that's come in that won't eat anything else, that is, without a doubt, the best money spent.
Yeah, I agree.
And so with the price and value of cattle today, if you can just keep one more alive, it's a lot of money. And if you can keep 5 more alive, it's even more money. So the tubs cost is just negated by the amount of money that you can make utilizing these in your programs. So if you go to the sale barn, you get some high risk calves, or even if you're just weaning calves at home and you need something to keep them calm and get them off to a good start as they're leaving their mother. They've got a lot of stress, and we want to make sure that their upset, digestive system kind of gets balanced back, because those tubs, when they lick those tubs, they produce a lot of saliva.
They do.
And that saliva is what buffers the gut.
Right.
And so it's a no-brainer. And it's sometimes, it looks like a cost, but it's really not a cost. It is a cash machine to be able to use the tubs, because they pay themselves back in spades.
It's a return. It's an investment. A tub is an investment.
Absolutely.
The trace minerals are an investment. And our goals, we don't want everybody to be, just spending your money on us and not getting a return on the investment.
Yes.
Our end goal is to give you a return on your investment. When you come in and start talking to us about tracer minerals, hooked. I was instantly hooked.
Yeah.
Because you took the time to sit down and tell us what you have to offer. And just even today, the past 4 hours, you've just spent time with me to explain, how it works, what it does, what the benefits are of it. Bet. That's worth $1 million in itself.
Yeah. Well, we want you to be educated too, because it's such a shortage of people that are actually out helping ranchers.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that will just sell them something, have no clue what they're even trying to sell, and it's been kind of a disappointment, in traveling around the country and seeing some formulas that are on some tags and things like that. And we think that big companies are there to help us, right? That they've made a lot of money, so they must be really successful and really helping their customers. And it's shameful, some of the activities that have gone on with these big companies.
I agree.
That they're focused on the profits for themselves instead of the profits for their producers.
Yeah.
And nothing irritates me more than big feed companies that sell crappy products and run on their name.
Yeah.
Because I've been there. I've trusted big feed companies to help me, and at the end of the day, I'm the guy left holding the bag,
right,
and have to deal with the problems that I experienced because I've fed something that I wouldn't have otherwise fed if I didn't know better.
Yeah.
And so we want to make sure that we help people understand what they're doing, understand the science, so they're confident in what they're doing, and that they understand why they're doing it, and then understand why it makes them money.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I know you had mentioned here that you guys have human vitamins. I've been on those. I can testify that they work. I've been sleeping better. I've been feeling better.
Yes.
That relates into the cows. I know that seed's going to be the same for them.
You bet.
And I think that's just awesome.
Sure.
And, for you guys that are interested in tracer minerals for, other reasons, you can call me and I can get you hooked up with Chris. He's got a few sales reps and stuff scattered around too.
And we're going to educate Cam to the point where he understands as well as we do, because he's our agent, or he's our liaison, into the tub world.
Yeah.
So we appreciate that. But one of the things that we stand on, one of our pillars that we stand on, is a Nobel Prize winner, Linnaeus Pauling, once said that you can trace every disease, ailment to a mineral deficiency.
Yeah.
And we know that, and we believe it. We see a lot of sick people and a lot of sick animals around that we can really help with mineral nutrition. We see people and animals that have poor skin quality. Mm-hmm. Well, minerals are all about skin quality, about cattle that can't walk. They're weak in their pasterns, or they click in their pasterns.
Yeah.
We've all seen cattle like that. That's a magnesium and a manganese deficiency.
Right.
A lot of fertility problems, right? If we know that we have cows that aren't getting bred, the first thing we need to look at is their mineral program.
Yeah, what's going on?
And same way in people, Well, I've seen a lot of people that have had fertility problems, and they spend tens of thousands of dollars on fertility programs and never once addressed the mineral side of that.
Yeah.
And it's the first thing that we do in cows.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yep.
I mean, it's crazy what deficiencies are tied to the human body, the animal body. I mean,
absolutely,
it's crazy. I mean, I mentioned to you earlier that I had a hard time sleeping.
Yeah.
And I think I obviously believe it's a deficiency that I had.
You bet.
And I started taking the chelated trace minerals, and,
Yep.
and I sleep like a baby now.
You bet. Because we know that magnesium, things like magnesium, are linked to hyperexcitability in children and depression and heart problems, right?
Right.
Virtually everybody that dies from a heart attack is magnesium deficient. And so we can help address those things, and it's simple and it's easy and it's inexpensive.
Yeah.
But you have to understand and you have to take action, because you have to search out these products.
Right.
These are not mainstream type things, because it's not hugely profitable for big feed companies.
Yeah.
It's more profitable for them to feed or to provide a low quality product and claim that it's the same as the kinds of things that we make. Right? Because it's no fun to fight sick cattle.
Right.
It's really no fun to have open cows.
I was going to say the same thing. That's the worst thing you can see, is when you're preg checking and you've got an open cow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a ton of money left on the table.
Absolutely.
A ton.
Absolutely.
And
so the chelates are really insurance.
Yep.
It's nutrition insurance. We're making sure that if our grass is low in minerals, that we got it covered through a different avenue.
Yep.
Like going through a tub, with the right levels of minerals.
Right.
And so we feel very fortunate to be working with your company. Your people are first class folks.
No, we appreciate that.
And we're excited to be associated with folks like you guys.
Well, same goes for you. I mean, so it stands. You met me in Trinidad, Colorado tonight. You were 5 hours away, and
Yep.
you drove down here just to visit with me and stand behind a product that you believe in.
You bet.
And we believe in. Key-Lix
You
believes in
bet.
too.
And
So,
we're excited for your customers to use it.
yep, we are too.
And see the results. You'll see the differences in the hair coats of your animals. So an animal that's healthier on the inside is going to look healthier on the outside. They'll bring more at the sale barn just because they're going to. I know it sounds crazy. They're going to be shiny. They look like you washed them.
Yep. Well, I've been waiting for these chelated minerals to give me a 6-pack so my wife can have better googly eyes at me too.
There you
go. I think it's coming. It's coming
Absolutely. Except we got to start eating better. And being on the road, it's hard to eat like we should.
Lay off the French fries and cheeseburgers.
That's right. Exactly. But we're glad to be a part of this and look forward to the future. I think it's going to be really exciting.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great year.
Well, Chris, I sure appreciate you coming down to Trinidad tonight.
You bet.
I mean, it means a lot to me. It means a lot to the company, and it's going to mean a lot to these ranchers.
You bet. You bet. I look forward to the success of everyone, and we're going to have a great year. It's been off to a banging start.
Yes.
And so we're very excited about that.
Yeah.
The cattle market's really good.
It is.
The weather here in the south, I guess south of I-80, has been really nice this year. I watched some of your customers up there in the north, and it looks like calving in the snowdrift again. But here we are today. It was 70 degrees down here.
Right.
But winter might not be over.
No, it can always turn around.
Yep,
It can always get that cold.
But hopefully we can get some moisture.
Yes, we did.
And get some good hay this year.
Yeah. Well, Chris, I appreciate you. We're excited to work with Tracer. You guys, if you have any questions, get with me. I can hook you up with Chris. There's Michael Prescott we can hook you up with, Clayton Zimmerman. We got Jaden Goody with Key-Lix, Jed Archibald. We got plenty of hands in the fire here that we can get you hooked up with answers for your questions.
Absolutely. And if you want to just look up some information on the internet, our website is tracerminerals.com with an R.
Okay.
Tracer with an R.
Yeah, perfect.
And there's a lot of great information there, and our contact information is on that website. And don't hesitate to give us a call.
Okay. Well, sounds good.